Hey yo everyone, welcome to Final Fantasy XIV, our stream on Sundays and Saturdays. Okay. Comms are open to chat with subscribers, and also notification to Discord's are already prompted, so anyone who's trying to tune in, go to the general chat and you'll be able to just press the welcome to stream. So welcome. Remember, you can always post memes as long as they are related to the games that are on my stream, and so on and so forth. If they're not relative, I do have moderators. Moderators will go through and they will remove them. I will be heading out this afternoon, so by late this afternoon, I will be off on an adventure, separate from the adventure here, because this is a great adventure, by the way. Okay, why did I come back to... Okay, we're supposed to be... where? Here. There we go. Now, if you remember last time, we were getting shown around by the princess in regards to this brand new area, which looks like a gigantic city. Okay, as far as our Aether information is concerned, this area is not finite or finished. However, this area has not fully been unlocked. The storyline located here in this zone will unlock more of the story later. So, I think we're caught up on most of the side quests, unless yeah, we're caught up on most of the side quests. I do have quests in there that are currently turned off. However, those quests are not side quests. Those quests are extensively long quests that take a very long time to do, which includes catching specific types of fish that are very rare, if not impossible, and might take months to work on. In addition, there's other ones for relic weapons and resistance weapons and continuation of weapons, which usually have about anywhere between 3 to 8 stages. So those are very long as well. So to avoid prolonging those issues, we can go into those another time after the storyline has completed. At this point, we're trying to clear out the new area, catch up on the story, access new battles, dungeons, and accessibilities. Once everything is caught up, then we'll start going into some of the subquests, which are the old relic weapons, resistance weapons, and so on. I still have to work on the Zodiac weapons. I'm in the last 2 stages of their 8-stage process, so that's fun. And as you can see, I already have some of the Manderville weapons. This is the relic weapon from the very last pass, but I only have like 2 of them, and they're only for the most recently released characters, so there was only 1 relic for each one of those characters. Now, as for all the other characters, they have about 6 different relic weapons now, including the relic weapons that will come from this path, so keep that in mind. Okay, so this is a gigantic elevator, and it's gonna lead us this way. Is there an elevator that leads us up here? Possibly. Let's go take a look, because there is a side quest located right here that I would like to take a look into. And there are crystals on this side I have not activated yet either, because we haven't signed into those crystals, because I felt as though there may be another way to reach it. But, oh, yeah, there's an elevator over here too. So let's go ahead and sign into those crystals and complete the Aetherite currents, or the Aethernet here. I really like the fact that it has that. That is cool. The teleporters that kind of function like elevators. And they have vending machines here. You see this? A bar? We can't go in? Don't know. Chances are that probably wasn't a bar, it's probably just some neon effects or whatever. What is this? What'd she say it was? A fortune teller. Really? This establishment's a fortune teller. Oh my gosh. A lot of colorful recycling trash cans. Can't go into that establishment. Motorcycles for sale. Oh snap, they sell all kinds of vehicles. Is that a clothing store? Oh, here's the bar. This one's in the middle of making a drink. This one I can talk to. They make beverages and food. They make tracksuits here. Well, are they on break? Because ain't nobody here. You just gonna leave your whole building empty like that? What stops people from stealing your merch? What's this store? It doesn't kind of looks like. I don't even know what that is. It looks like glow sticks. It's drinks. Okay, so this is a drink store. They make drinks look like glow sticks. Okay. I thought I... Did I not register that one? I thought I did. Apparently not, so... Let's hurry up and get down there, I guess. Hey, Noctis! Welcome, welcome. I'm sending a message to my mom. Just finished the movie Clown in the Clown in the Cornfield. What kind of movie is that? You said horror. Old people hate Gen Z. What? Oh my god. Why does it look like an airport?
Strange contraptions everywhere you look. What's that?
An infusion station. It dispenses souls in exchange for credits. Through hard work, citizens can obtain the peace of mind provided by spare souls. It's the way of life for Alexandrians, and has been for quite some time. But I imagine it must be difficult for outsiders to comprehend.
That's putting it lightly. To be honest, it sounds disturbing. Still, I won't dismiss it out of hand. Practices like these don't arise from nothing. There's a reason why your culture is the way it is, and I'd like to understand. Won't you tell us some of your realm's history?
Quite the opposite, actually. Those souls are people who died naturally, and their memories get wiped and then reserved inside of the PC unit. So the soul itself gets reverberated and is now a free soul, which can be used to reanimate people. So what they're doing is they're buying extra lives, is the way to look at it.
Very well. Be warned, though, that it may take a while.
The reason why they don't say it like that is because the souls actually come from people who die. So, and they explained it earlier. They were like, so in order to get a soul, the person who dies has to have no souls in reserve, and then their soul gets turned into a free soul. And it gets stored, and their memories are reserved in the databanks. That's what those little things are on their heads, the little metal things. They alter their memories so that they can revitalize and restore them. So when they bring them back to life, like after they die, when it reboots their body, it also gives them, or it has to refresh their memories. So essentially, the cache of their memories is a temporary save, and they get rebooted with another person's soul, a person who had passed away, but that soul was made empty, so it has no memories of its own. So the sad part is like the fact that when you die, you're temporarily coming back, but you're coming back with another person's soul, not your own. So it's a little bit different, but it's the same. Also, the devices can store a secondary soul, which is a soul relative to a beast. So you can upload an animal soul side by side with your own, and then if you activate that soul, you gain the abilities of whatever soul, or whatever abilities that soul had. Like a wolf would make you fast and agile if you uploaded a wolf soul, or if you uploaded a snake soul, you would be more capable of self-defense or core body strength, stuff like that.
In the distant past, over 1,000 years ago, it said, lightning energy began to swell in our world.
I suppose with the raccoon soul, you'll be more thrifty, and you'll also gain specific levels of illusion magic. You said cuter. Whatever. Well, I don't know. Some are pretty adorable, and then little nod up there too.
According to ancient records that date back around 8 centuries, the rainy season spanned a quarter of the year, during which time severe thunderstorms ravaged the land. 4 centuries later, this season had lengthened to nearly half the year. The trend continued, with our ancestors spending longer and longer languishing beneath storm clouds. Crops failed and livestock starved. But amidst this growing desperation, a miraculous material was discovered that promised salvation: electrope.
The stuff that's used everywhere here.
Indeed. One day, when out inspecting a forest after lightning had caused a fire, a villager came upon a curious black ore none had seen before. Testing revealed that the ore possessed a singular property. It could store lightning and convert it to other energies. In that instant, the scourge of endless storms became a blessing. Dubbed electrope, the ore found use in myriad inventions and dramatically improved people's lives. So much so, in fact, that all nations soon became dependent upon it, despite the difficulty of obtaining it in quantity. Supply was chronically scarce, and when nations couldn't meet their needs with their own deposits, some resorted to taking electrope from others. Fighting was isolated and sporadic until electrope came to be used in warfare. First in the weaponry of invaders, then in the countermeasures of defenders, and then in every aspect of combat where an advantage might be had. This served only to exacerbate the ore shortage, leading to further escalation. Before long, the entire world was engulfed in a terrible war known as the Storm Surge.
Kind of sounds like most wars over money. Just saying. Sounds like a typical thing. It's just like, oh, less resources, less this, less that, and that causes war. Yeah, that pretty much does.
As the war came to a head, Alexandria's neighbor, Lindblum, committed its stores of electrope to the production of a weapon of mass destruction. They deployed it on the front lines and triggered a calamity of frightful magnitude. Not even their own scientists had anticipated the force of the lightning that was unleashed. The energy inundated the entire continent, laying it to waste.
So that's how your world came to be this way.
You truly know a great many things that I don't. I should like to learn about you too sometime. But to continue the tale, the people of Alexandria had already lost much to the war. They lost almost everything else to the Levin. Those who survived bore deep scars, tormented by the memory of loved ones taken too soon. Though they yet lived, the cruel spectre of death was with them always. Seeking a solution, our scientists turned once more to Electrope, and after extensive research, they developed the means to preserve memory and soul. Physical death isn't the end. So long as our memories endure, we may live on. This belief sustained us then, and it sustains us now, granting us comfort.
That's quite a tale.
Your Majesty, help me! I beg you, help me!
What's the matter?
I've got no souls left. Not a single one! But the lot at Soul Supply refused to give me any! Please, you must do something!
My apologies, Your Majesty. This man, he does no work. Instead, he drinks his days away on Trueview. He has only himself to blame if he has no credits for souls.
That's not true! I'm a fighter at the Arcadian. Or rather, I was. I haven't been allowed to fight because of the King's decree. It isn't my choice.
I see. You're a brave warrior of the arena. I want to help you, I sincerely do. But I cannot give you preferential treatment.
Then open up the Arcadian again, so I can fight!
I'm sorry, but that's not my decision to make. The king requires feral souls for war. He doesn't wish for them to be expended on amusements.
You're useless! A queen in naught but name!
Insolent wretch! How dare you take that tone with Her Majesty?
It's quite all right. Such things don't bother me, nor do I think ill of this man. Hear me. Though I cannot grant you a soul, I mean it when I say I want you to live. I love all of you equally, dearly. You are as family to me, and it pains me to see you deny yourself hope. I want you to find a happiness all your own, even if you must grow it from the smallest seed of joy. Out there, somewhere, is a reason for you to smile again. We all need to vent our frustrations from time to time. I will always be willing to lend an ear.
Yes, Mum. Of course. Even without a spare soul, I suppose I'm fine as long as I stay in Solution 9. I apologize for my rudeness. Good day to you.
Keep your chin up, my friend. And when you feel better, I'm sure you'll find another way to apply your talents. I'm sorry you had to see that. Let's keep moving, shall we?
It's a typical queen thing to do.
I believe we've visited all the main facilities. With that, I declare our tour concluded.
That man from before, does that sort of thing happen often?
Somewhat. It's unavoidable. hardships are a fact of life. Our soul management system has sustained our realm for generations, but it isn't without flaws. For one, people have become accustomed to having spare souls. Without them, they feel vulnerable and anxious. Some claim it may also have contributed to a decline in births.
Just thinking out loud, but would it be possible to do away with the system?
No.
I know it isn't easy to change one's beliefs and way of life. The Mamolja had their reasons for their reliance on Blessed Sith. But if we defeated Zorolja, you'd be able to make all the decisions, right? Then we could work together to fix things, restore your realm to where it belongs, and see where we can go from there.
Listen to me. There's something that I need to tell you.
What is it?
Actually, never mind. It's nothing of import. Well, it was lovely showing you around.
Of course. Of course. Thanks so much for the tour. We've learned not only about your realm, but you as well. For now, our priority is Zorolja. But once we've dealt with him, perhaps I can return the favor and show you to Lihiolal.
I'd like that very much. It seems I've no choice but to continue down this path. Forgive me, Vau Wuklamat, but I must disappoint you.
Thanks for the treats. This game without sound, well, I mean, sorry, without music, is very intriguing. You said it's quite funny. Yeah, the dialogue could be a little bit funny because there's no stressful music in the background. However, I find that it makes it a little bit more serious, you know? Because in the real world, you're not really going to be talking to somebody with music playing 100% of the time in the background. Or in somebody's ear, you know? Oh, when thinking but not saying anything, it's because she wants to tell us something very important, but every time she does, one of those guards comes around the corner and it listens in to her. So then she changes her mind. The reason why is because the guards report directly to Gulja, you know, or sorry, Mamulja. Yeah, the guards tell or have a direct link to Mamulja so he can listen in, and she's trying to tell us something that's probably super important, but she can't tell us because if the king found out, she would be betraying him. And of course, she's the only line between her, the protection of the people, and then the use of her army. So Mamulja seized the country and then took over the army, and became a dictator. But because the castle is, or should I say, the religion is a monarchy, the queen kept her place, if only to protect her people from his tyranny. So that's what we have going on here. She's only here to protect her people, while he's here to use the army for his own evil deeds. Also, there's a child from the same race as Mamulja running around. He's from the same race as most of the lizard folk. You thought that was a grunt from Hollow? Oh, from Halo? No. It's not a grunt. It's a race of lizard folk. Gululjaja and Mamulja, along with the original Dawn servant, are all part of the lizard folk race. Well, we found him. Okay, they want us to follow them? Oh, this door wasn't open before. It's the bar. Why'd this little kid lead us to a bar? Preparing drinks for us, but then also giving one without liquor for the kiddo. Okay, well, at least she's not serving alcohol to the child, but this is getting interesting. Secrets and secret rooms.
Wonderful! They're here!
We've only just arrived ourselves.
Amazing.
I bid you welcome to the back room. Oblivion's humble headquarters.
A hideout tucked behind a drinking hole. Brings back memories, doesn't it?
Our members here are mainly creators and adapters. That is, scientists and engineers who specialize in electro. They use their skills to provide support to our field operatives. Geralt, Shale, be so kind as to give our friends an overview of your duties.
Well, there's provisioning. Gotta have supplies to fight a good fight, ain't ya? Luckily, we got the tools to craft most of what we need.
Gathering intelligence is another vital aspect of our work. Everkeep's core system is a veritable treasure trove of information. You just need to know how to get in and find it. We also handle surveillance and communications, watching the enemy's movements and coordinating our own, that sort of thing.
And among all our activities, we spend a fair bit of effort investigating preservation. the organization credited with laying the foundations of electrope technology. From the soul management system to Everkeep's design, they're behind just about everything you see here. It'd be no exaggeration to say they made this realm what it is. But their magnum opus was without a doubt the power which was used to join Alexandria to Tural. Interdimensional fusion.
Said power isn't unlike my summoning technique and the magic within Azam's crystal. Yet, though the effect is localized, to be able to fuse realities. Even with my knowledge, I struggle to conceive how it could be possible.
Incidentally, the founders of our group, a husband and wife, were members of Preservation at one point. That they opposed the fusing of worlds, and so defected in order to prevent it.
While not entirely unexpected, given what we have seen, this is still quite the revelation.
By the by, that's an interesting earring you have there. A novel way of carrying a data storage device. Oh, you didn't know? Well, as a precautionary measure against machine infiltration, we scan everyone as they enter. And when we scanned you, we detected a small quantity of electrope. Though it's been dressed up, that earring is a storage device and no mistake. Bought it from a shop here, did you?
No, it isn't bought, but inherited.
She's explaining that she was actually born here.
So these people sent you through the portal along with the earring?
Yeah, she was actually born here, and apparently her parents left her in the care of the Dawn servant at the time. And of course his wayfaring friend took her overseas, and that's how she came to be in Eorzea. So she is originally from the universe, the shard or fractal, the universe where Alexandria is from. So she's originally from their world, not from the source. So that makes it even more interesting.
Do you know aught of them?
Listen, Cryo. The husband and wife who founded our order, it's believed that they were Malala. Though we have no evidence at present, we can't rule out the possibility that they were your parents, or perhaps close relations.
Okay, so in their world, they don't call them Lalafell, they call them Malala. Just like in the other shard, they didn't call them Lalafell, they called them dwarves. But they're relatively the same species, just a different world apart. So they have different names. And Malala is actually a callback to 11, where the Lalafell of that area were actually referred to as Malala. They were, a lot would say, a different race, but they are actually the same race, just a different world. A different name.
This I posit because they were the very individuals who spearheaded the research into interdimensional fusion. As traitors to preservation, they were relentlessly pursued. If they had a child they feared they couldn't keep safe, entrusting her to the people of another world might have been their best option.
My parents, the founders of Oblivion. Tell me everything you know about them, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. Anything and everything.
We don't even know their names, I'm afraid. In a bid to elude Preservation's agents, we suspect they erased all trace of themselves. I'm sorry we couldn't be of more help. If you're interested, though, you're welcome to review our accumulated data.
Yes, please. As an individual and member of my order both, I wish to learn as much as possible.
I should also like to peruse the data. Where the joining of realities is concerned, I may well be of service.
Of course. Feel free to peruse to your heart's content.
Thank you. If you like, I can examine your earring. I have to say, the prospect that it belonged to our founders has me itching to take a look.
I dare say we have enough eyes to pore over your records. Is there any other way we might be productive?
Not right now. We're still waiting for Zoralja to make the next move.
In that case, Alice, would you mind accompanying me?
Gladly.
Ah! I've buggered it up again!
Never a moment's peace. Pay him no mind. I don't.
Oi! You two there! One of you give me a hand, would you? Don't matter who.
I just remembered I have matters to discuss with Shay.
Oh my gosh, even here they have a gem. Can't go into the gem, but they have a gem. Gotta dig through the trash. Yeah, typical raccoon stuff. Don't worry about me. Just going through the trash real quick. Just going through the trash. Don't look this way. This person literally got thrown out with the trash. What? Oh my gosh, what am I, a Super Saiyan now? This is what their drinks do here? Gosh dang. Maybe I need to get more of that drink.
I've been meaning to ask about that Mamulja child. Could he be...
Yes. In all likelihood, he's Zoralja's son.
So you think so too? But what is he doing here?
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
To think he'd cast aside his child.
We can't say for certain who he was born to, or why he was on his own. But he's a blue-scaled Hubigo, and Zoralja is the only other one around. That being the case, everyone assumes they're father and son. Even the boy has put two and two together. This all happened when he was very little, so he has no recollection of his parents. It breaks my heart to think of it.
What's his name?
Gulja. It was my hope that he'd grow up to be a man of principle, like his grandfather.
It's a fine name.
I should mention that the boy is a little unusual. At first, I intended to raise him as my own. But just when I thought he was warming to me, he suddenly disappeared. We searched high and low for several days. And where should he turn up? But in the wilds near Everkeep.
What? It's a miracle he didn't fall prey to fiends.
See? That's another unusual thing. Creatures don't seem to attack him. He could pick his way through the Thunder Yards as if he were on a stroll. On making inquiries, we learned that he had been living alone and receiving food from the people of the outskirts. This became something of a pattern. We track him down and bring him back, only for him to disappear again within a matter of days. He would return to the wilds without fail, and once again rely on the kindness of strangers to survive. Finally, I took the hint and left him be, giving him the solitude he prefers, and lending a hand only when he explicitly asks.
If Gululja is Zoralja's child, that makes him my nephew. Assuming he's willing, I'd be glad to take him in like Papa did for me. But seeing as I'm here to kill his father, I don't know if it would be right.
Who was that?
Oh dear. It's Gululja.
Don't tell me he heard everything.
This is my fault. I asked that he be kept away, but I should have taken more precautions.
I'm going after him. I need to explain.
Wait, Lamaji. I understand your haste, but it'd be best to coordinate a search. Kapkiwa, do you have any idea where he might go?
There's no telling, I'm afraid. He could as easily be outside the tower as here in Solution 9.
If those who can fight would search below, my mother and I will scour the district.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get to it.
Wow. This is really turning out to be a lot of drama, huh? Oh no, she's blind. And she just asked her, have you seen where the little kid went? And then she said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were. She's like, well, my eyes may be useless, but my ears still work. And she's able to tell the difference based on footsteps. Okay. Ah, she walked right into that one. She's not a bat, she's a bunny. Just kidding. I know what you mean. She's a Veneri female, which is a bunny folk female. The majority of the bunny folk are female, however, they did introduce the Veneri male, which are very shy and are usually live in caves, so they don't really interact very much. They only go every once in a while to mate, and that's pretty much it. The Veneri are pretty much Amazonian bunny women. But in different worlds, different rules, different realities. I suppose, but most of the Amazonian women are known for killing the men. Through the most intimate way possible. But you do die. There's no they don't return. But for the Veneri male, for the sake of the Final Fantasy world, the men do actually return. However, they return with the new men, the new children who are men. Yeah. However, like in this lore, it's not the same. The men are pretty much hermits. They live on their own in the caves, and the women are the Amazonians who live in the forest. The women are to attack anyone on sight, except for the Veneri male. The Veneri male can only be by himself, and he is there to take the other males out of the village and back to the cave with him. The Veneri are a very interesting race. Up to the age of 16, they are unisex. So this also means that it's not until 16 that the puberty starts to set in and the boys start to become men. And that's when they get removed from the tribe. I think it's either 16 or 13. Hold on. Because it says it in their lore. So, based on the lore, it just says when they are of age, it becomes more apparent. And I'm pretty sure it's because that's when the females' assets start to come in, and the males don't. The race is very niche about sexuality. So, essentially, at the starting age of male and female, they virtually look similar. So they can't distinguish based on appearance between a male and a female. So they're treated the same all the way up until their puberty hits, which I suppose is a variable for that circumstance. It could be anywhere between 11 to 16. It's whenever their appearance reflects properly. And then the females are taken into training for combat, and then the males or one of the men come for mating season, and then he leaves with all the verified males or male children, and they leave with him for another year. I don't know about the trading off of the males or what the circumstances are for them, but it's usually just one male that comes for mating season, and then he leaves with all the boys. And it is a once-a-year thing. You said that sucks. At this point, I've probably traveled about 5 different realms. This is a beast that comes from the demon realm, so it is actually a demon. In the demon realm, they don't have money. They trade life force. So they give a portion of their own life. Oh, this is gonna be a hard challenge, but we'll do it. Made it.
He's come a long way on such short legs. It's a relief he didn't get hurt.
What's here, I wonder? So he's looking after those little ones.
Gulolja.
Not another step!
What?
A sentry? Run, Gulolja, run!
You know the boy. Who are you? And what do you want?
My name is Wuklamat, and I've come to talk to Gulolja.
Is that so?
I'm sorry if I scared you. I want to get to know you better. That's all.
And you, my boy, do you wish to speak with them?
I heard them talking. She said she's going to kill my father.
Villains! I will deal with them forthwith!
But...
I want to get to know her too.
I see. If that is your desire, then I shall stand aside.
His design is very familiar to the lizard folk design, but he's a robot. And usually the Sentinels don't have this very intriguing design, so why is he so special?
All right then. Let's talk, you and I. Lots. But, who's the ancient-looking and articulate machine?
If I look ancient, it is because I am. This has been my vessel for no less than 380 years.
Vessel?
Otis is my friend. When I was hungry and sad, he came and looked after me. He cooks for me and teaches me all kinds of things. Like how to read and write and not be noticed by dangerous creatures.
This machine cooks for you?
And teaches you about fiends. What is he exactly?
Ah! How remiss of me. I had neglected to introduce myself. Sir Otis Valona, Lord Captain of the Royal Knights of Alexandria. At your service.
You're captain of the Knights?
And there I thought it was Gululja with whom you wish to speak. Not that I'm averse to taking a walk down memory lane. But ere I regale you, we must take our repast.
A meal. Here. I hate to turn down food, but I'd prefer to have this conversation in the back room.
Please, I'm really hungry.
All right, all right. A repast it is.
She's going to spoil her nephew silly. I'll send word to Erenville so the others can stop worrying.
Now, if I might prevail upon your assistance, I shall whip up my most delectable specialty.
So as for food, I have to go and look for like his specialty item to be put into the meal. So this is quite an interesting result here. I haven't seen any other machines quite built the same way he's built. And to think that he is also a distinct resemblance to the same type of lizard folk. It's quite interesting. The Mamook. He's very similar. Oh, so his meal happens to deal with this woolback young. How am I to find electrope by means of these tattered old buildings? The electrope must be processed. Which I would find means okay, so I found processed right there, but not having much luck anywhere else. Knowing that the machines are capable of experiencing emotions. Doesn't feel right to just strike them down, but they are in the way. Finally. And that is all the electrope that is required. So now I can return this back. And the Blessed Siblings is a Mamulja born with two heads. Their father was a Blessed Sibling, therefore a Mamulja with two heads. It's one being, one Mamulja, but having two heads and two contradictory thoughts. She's explaining that to the smaller Mamulja here, who is the supposed son of her brother, so her nephew. I do, and they're very dear to me. You'd like to meet them one day. Oh. As you wish, before mine is late, and will be along to recount. It was before lightning had altered the world, and I was appointed Lord Captain of the Royal Knights. We're talking hundreds of years prior to the calamity, right? Indeed. Earlier still, and I assume the mechanical form 444 years ago, to the precise. Then you used to be a normal person. Ah, yes, I was once flesh and blood like you, and I proudly served as a knight of Alexandria. So rather than a machine that behaves like a person, you are an actual person who is. How is this possible? It is only natural that you are confused. Hear my tale in the end, and all shall become clear. The foremost duty of the Royal Knights is the protection of the royal family in my time, and their majesties the king and queen, and their only child, her highness the princess. But then every nation of our star was embroiled in some manner of conflict over Electrope, thus our kingdom drawn into a war with its neighbors. That war was the that war was a catalyst for the great calamity that altered the environment. Countless countrymen lost their lives amidst the chaos, the king and queen among them. For a blessing, we were able to protect the princess, who then rose to the occasion and brought hope to our people in those trying times. So kind-hearted was our young queen that at her behest we even took in refugees from the enemy nation. Take into consideration that this did happen in Alexandria. In all the previous integrations of Alexandria, the king and queen were killed or executed. But sadly, her reign was cut short, like many others. Her body had been ravaged by lightning, and one day she collapsed and passed away. How tragic. Nary was there a citizen whose eyes maintained dry, and many a moon was spent constructing a great tomb worthy of her memory. Yet, I clung to hope still for her, for while Her Majesty was on her deathbed, the kingdom's finest scientists had successfully extracted her soul. Did we hear that right? Extracted her soul? Our flesh may wither and die, but so long as we are remembered, we may live on. This age-old belief was always comforted our people, but as casualties mounted in the wake of the calamity, we sought to make it into reality, through the power of Electro. That was explained by the princess earlier. In time, we succeeded in developing the means to preserve the soul, and it was used to spare the queen eternal death. Yet it wasn't enough to simply prevent the soul's departure, for the ultimate goal was to recreate a person as they were in life, and this required that their memories be further extracted from their soul. It took many more years of research to make this possible, but which time I had become a great old man. With my days numbered, I did not hesitate to volunteer myself as a test subject to the procedure. So it was that I attained this vessel. And by my successful rebirth, I paved the way for those who are recreated from the memories of the departed. The Endless, they are called. If your tale is true, then the queen that your people brought back to life it wouldn't be Safine, would it? Oh, so you know Her Majesty as well. My description of her boundless kindness must have paled in comparison to what you have felt in her presence. I haven't met her myself, I confess, but since assuming my current form wouldn't want me to frighten the living daylights out of her. Ha ha ha. Well, that's kind of a sad tale to be told. The Endless, so all of this time Safine wasn't alive. She lives, yet she does not. 'Tis admittedly a difficult distinction to make. Having inherited the memories of the departed soul, and the Endless feels, thinkings, and acts precisely as the person would. In this sense, I believe they are alive. The Alexandrians who know about this, right? It can't have gone unnoticed that Safine is perpetually youthful. No one really knows about the Endless. People who wear regulators don't even think about death. Everyone sees that the queen doesn't change, but they just accept it. To them, it's just who she is. Are the people of Everkeep enlisted too? Well, there should be as many Endless as those whose have died. I believe that they're limited in where they can exist. Queen Safine is unique in her ability to appear before you. Strictly speaking, I myself am not an Endless. They are created using memories extracted from a soul, but my entire soul was placed inside a machine. Being inside a machine makes you different. How? While I do not understand the finer points, my life is bound to this vessel. If it breaks down, then it would be over for me. Such like a being of flesh and blood, hardly an Endless, unchanging life. I'm sure you'll agree. An endless, unchanging life. It can't help but be reminded of the Aya. The Aya? Oh yeah, the gods. Did Gochu and the others know about this? Considering the the extensive intelligence gathered, I'd be surprised if they didn't. So it looks like we're getting on to the heels of what's going on here. We're figuring things out, and some things that are just crooked.
Nahe, is that you?
Good gods, Ellen Nespia! It's been too long, my friend! Where have you been all these years? What have you been doing with yourself? Hold on. They say Queen Sphene has guests from outside the barrier. That's you, I gather?
It seems so. I'm looking for my mother. Do you know where she is?
Your mother? Sorry, but what was she like again?
What? It's Kafkiwa. You know, the one who was too adventurous by half? Who journeyed with the Dawn Servant?
It's not ringing any bells.
You can't be serious. Ours was a tiny little village. Surely you remember her.
I really don't. It's all a blank.
Is anyone else here from the village?
Hey!
Huh? Elenespia?
I'm looking for Kafkiwa. Where is she?
What's this all of a sudden? Who's Kafkiwa?
This cannot be. The memories of the departed are taken away. No.
Nespia, where are you? The others will be here soon, so hurry back, won't you? Do you hear me? Say something, would you?
He's putting two and two together. His mother passed away. But from what the machine here is saying is that their souls can be displaced and or their memories can be replicated to form a version of them that's still technically living. So she could be an endless, or her soul could have been displaced. And she's just now living in the machine. And look, we opened up a whole lot more quests. And with that, this is where we're going to end this stream for today. I hope to see y'all next time. And because I will be gone for a few days, it might be a little hard. But as soon as my next notification hits the general on the Discord, you'll know exactly when I'm streaming. Also, you can check my schedule on my channel. And if you're subscribed to me, there's also the sub channel which has a posted schedule. Alrighty, without any ado, stay awesome everyone, and bye bye for now.